Hello viewers, just look at this sea of red and purple behind me here. Let's find out what's going on with these ladies of the Red Hat Society. Stay tuned for more Aging Well in LA. Viewers, I've got my red hat and I'm ready for fun. I'm here with some of the ladies of the Red Hat Society from the varying chapters around the city, and we're going to see exactly what they do for fun. Connie, Queen Connie, I'm in the presence of royalty, these queens here. Queen Connie, tell us, what is the Red Hat Society?
The Red Hat Society is for women over 50, although we can have younger women join. They have to wear pink hats though.
Okay.
And anyone could join. We have various chapters around the city so that there's someone close to you that you can join. And I'll tell you my story is I retired from being a chemistry teacher and tutoring at night, and I spent a year around my house, and I was very bored. And I joined the Red Hat Society, and I have been everywhere with them. This lady, Janet, takes us on wonderful trips. And my group is the Culture Cuties. We go to the opera, we go to plays, we go to museums, because we like culture.
And I think that's very important too, because often, we'll ask our husbands, do you fancy going to the ballet, or would you like to go to the opera? My husband rolls his eyes and we don't get any further than that. But if I had a group of ladies to go with, no problem, I wouldn't even have to mention it to him. So ladies out there, never mind your husbands, just join one of these groups and you can be at the ballet, you can be at the opera, and all these wonderful cultural trips that these ladies go on. Queen Janet, tell us about some of these trips.
Well, I've been doing this for, it'll be 11 years, or it is 11 years in November, and we've just went to Shambhala, and we've been down to Disney Hall. We've done a lot of trips in the area, and my trips are usually a one-day trip. And we go to Santa Barbara. We've done just a lot of different things. And I have ladies in my chapter that the only way they get out is by going with the Red Hats, because they normally can't get out otherwise. And I have one of the ladies like that here today. And so she's just so thrilled to be here.
That's exactly it. We find, often, older ladies, they may be widowed, or for whatever reason they're on their own at home. They may be bored and they may be depressed, but there's no reason to be, is there, ladies? You can come out here and have a lot of fun. It seems to me wherever I go and there's a group of Red Hat ladies, you're always the ones that are having the most fun. Now, this is Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth, tell us, how long have you been a Red Hatter?
I have been a Red Hatter for about 10 years. Have really enjoyed it. We have our chapter is the Gilded Red Roses, and we have wonderful trips. We're going to the Pageant of the Masters this year.
Oh, great.
In Laguna Beach. We get a coach bus, and everybody has a wonderful time. And you hear all over the place people saying that the Red Hat ladies are happy and laughing, and they take over the whole place with the laughter. It is a great experience. And I've met some of the most charming people in the world. I've gone to London with the Red Hat Society.
Oh, wow.
I went on a cruise from New York up to Canada. I've gone on all kinds of bus trips. I mean, it's just, and you feel so safe because you're with a group of women who really look after each other. It's really lovely.
So like-minded women, similar to yourself, in a similar situation, just all out there having fun.
Yeah. Honey, I say it's old bras having fun.
Well, what better than that, hey? Now, Bonnie, how do the viewers get in contact with you?
There's a website called theredhatsociety.com. It's one word, all small letters, and you can go there, and it has a lot of information that you can get, and if you want to join, there's a way that they can tell you to do it there. You can look for chapters in your area that are open and looking for new members.
Oh, that's excellent. So we'll have that information on the screen for viewers, so no excuse for people not to be in contact with you. Queen Deborah, I think you've got a little bit of something to say to us. Tell us a story.
In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be going to Charlotte, North Carolina to meet up with some of my speed divas. It's a Red Hat chapter that was formed about a year and a half ago. There's 15 of us, and we're going to do a road trip to Charlotte. We're going to go to the Hall of Fame, and we're going to go to the garages. We even get to go out on the Charlotte racetrack, supposedly. And then we're going to go over to Virginia Beach to another event called QMB Reunion. And so it's sisters from all over the country. There's 25 from the state of California that are going, and there's some coming from Canada. So looking forward to it.
You have to be the best dressed ladies at NASCAR, that's for sure. No doubt about that. So viewers, when you're watching NASCAR at home on television, look out for the Red Hat ladies. You can't fail to spot them in the crowd. Who else has got hats like this? So look out for our Red Hat ladies over in Carolina. North or South Carolina? North Carolina.
Yes.
Look out for you there.
Yeah.
Now, Queen Elizabeth, there's something a bit different about you. Your colours are reversed. What's going on here?
Well, during our birthday month, we can reverse our colors. So I have red on, and instead of on my hat, and I have a purple hat on. And this is a tea hat, because we're at a tea.
So different hats. So you've not just got one red hat then. You've got a red hat for all occasions.
I have about 50 red hats.
So you've got big closets at home then with all these this regalia.
Hanging on the walls. Our houses are decorated with them. And now purple hats too.
Okay, so reverse colours in your birthday month. That's really cute. That's lovely. So ladies, I don't want any more phone calls from you that you're at home and you're on your own and you're alone. You needn't be. You can come on out here and have some fun with the Red Hat ladies. Find your local chapter and get out there and have some fun. We know you're going to enjoy it.
A couple of months ago, toward the end of a workshop when we were in a question and answer session, this very elegant gentleman raised his hand at the back of the room, and I called on him and he stood up. And he started talking about how during the day we had been learning some techniques and tools for improving our relationships with important people in our lives. But he said, you know what? I haven't talked to my son in 3 years. We are completely estranged. How do I fix that? As we chatted a little bit more, it became clear that up until that day, he was furious with his son, angry, mad, resentful. And today, though, he was feeling sad, deeply, deeply sad. So where we went with that next is where we go with all relationship issues, which is before you can go figure out how to undo an estrangement, you have to acknowledge where the pain and where the fear is so that we can then move to a more loving center. And here's how we did that with him. So I'm going to read you. I asked him 3 questions. The first one was, what are you afraid of is going to happen here? And he said, I'm afraid that I'm going to die never having spoken to my son again. He's got 2 kids. They're growing up, and I don't know them, and I don't want to go that way. The next thing I asked him was, how do you think your son is feeling? He said, you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure I know how my son is feeling. I'm guessing he's very mad at me and angry. I said some things I shouldn't have said, and he has every right to be mad at me. And then the third question that I asked him was, what do you wish he understood about how you feel? And he stopped for a second and he said, you know, he doesn't know that I know it's my fault, and I want him to know that. I want him to know that I'm sorry. I want him to know that I will love him, and I want him to know that I miss him, but I don't know how to tell him. I did ask him then if he thought he would be able to tell his son that, and after a few seconds he said, yeah, I think I'm ready. I think I could. So we chatted a little bit more and came up looking for an idea of how, because I haven't talked for 3 years, so how was he going to actually approach this? And so what he said was that, you know what, Father's Day is coming up. And part of what's making me sad is that I know there won't be a card from my son in the mail, but that doesn't mean there can't be one from me to him. So we talked a little longer and we came up with some notes about what he was going to put in a card to his dad. So I'd like to read those to you. "Dear son," for some reason he didn't want to use his first name. He said, "Dear son, I've been reflecting on what's become of us, and I realize how wrong I was. Actually, I was stupid, and I'm truly sorry. I love you. You're a better father than I, and if you're willing, I'd like your help to figure out if we can reconnect again. Love, Dad." Now, I don't know if the son ever responded because I haven't talked to this gentleman again ever since, but what I do know is that the sense of deep anger and estrangement that he walked into the workshop with had melted, and what he was feeling was a loving connection with his son. And in this way, he had moved many, many steps towards having a relationship fulfilled, one conversation, or in this case, one Father's Day card at a time.
So if an emergency happens, are you prepared? Do you know who to call? Do you have a meeting place? An emergency can happen at any time. You need to be ready. A family's a team. So take a few minutes and put a family emergency communications plan together as a team. Check out labt.org for all the info. Just be ready, prepare together. All right, let's go, come on! This ball is not gonna play itself.
You know, I am getting better. I can still take care of myself. You just don't know.
No. 3 times a day, these drops.
Now that Mom's moved in, life has become a bit more complicated for all of us. We knew there would be challenges, but overall, we're glad to be together.
I don't like to call him from the office when I have to go to the doctor's or if I want to go out.
We're so thankful for the help we received.
Hello, I'm Dr. Scott Kaiser, board-certified family physician specializing in geriatric medicine, and welcome back to The Empowered Patient. Today we're at the Hollywood Senior Center, brand new wellness center, and I'm here with Elio Vivante, my good friend Elio Vivante, who's here pumping iron. But it seems like you've stopped for your...
No, I'm going to go back to it.
Okay, wait.
And these are very heavy, by the way, 25 pounds.
25 pounds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so why don't you take a break then with those big 25-pound weights and tell me about how you've been exercising and the importance of exercise in your life.
Well, I have a horror story. The horror story is that for 20 years, I'll begin with the beginning. I used to be an executive minding my own business behind a desk. And suddenly, I discovered that a lot of my clients of my age, I was 50, about more or less, were dying around me. And so I got very scared. I went to the doctor. I said, "Listen, this is what's happening. Is it okay for me to exercise?" He said, "Absolutely. Let me give you some tests." I got the tests. I got the blood test. I got the workout. He said, "Yes, you can go ahead." And I joined a very well-known facility where I started easy, slowly, and I was there for 20 years. Except that during the passage of 20 years, I developed some ailments due to my exaggerating. So I ended up with tendonitis in both elbows, spinal stenosis in my back, neuropathy in my feet. So after 3 years of paying my dues and not going, I decided, why should I continue paying since I'm not going? And so I just simply gave it up. And as the result of all this is that I have bum knees. I can't bend over without falling. And the other result is that I have very weak arms and knees and wrists.
Okay, so you told us a lot there, but I think there are a lot of common stories in there. So you were a busy executive and you joined a gym, but you weren't using it.
I joined the gym and I used it for 17 out of 20 years.
Oh, whoa, so you did use it?
I used it religiously. I had muscles like Arthur Schwarzenegger.
Muscles like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, very good, very good. So, but then there was a time that you stopped exercising?
I stopped because of all the things that were happening to me, meaning the ailments. The back hurting, the legs not being able to hold me up, my arms being very...
So you were having a lot of physical pain, a lot of ailments, and you stopped altogether?
Altogether. I just took Advil.
But it seems like maybe part of that was you were exercising too hard?
Essentially, yes. At one point in time, we had a trainer or trainers, and at one point in time, they eliminated that completely, and you were on your own.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it back to the booklet here.
Yes,
Elio,
yeah.
so okay, so you were exercising for a point, and then you had to cut down on your exercise.
Absolutely.
Did you find you had trouble getting started again?
I have not get started again. I did not get started again. This is my big opportunity. I met you, and now I'm going to start
So
again.
you're just getting started again now?
Just getting started again, from
okay,
scratch.
so how is this? We have this booklet here, Exercise and Physical Activity.
I have it and I read it, and it's in my car right now.
Okay, good, good. So this is gonna. How is this booklet going to help you get started on exercising?
Well, it's basically very, very simple. I mean, it gives you very simple exercises which will complement what I'm going to be doing here.
Okay, so you have a whole section here. You went through the first section where you thought about the importance of exercise. Because you have chronic conditions, you consulted with your doctor, and now you're ready to keep track, and you have all these exercises in here. And I see you're even doing some of the upper body strength exercises now, where you have these wonderful photographs that guide you through the exercises for different balance and strength exercises that you can do. So I saw you working with the resistance band earlier, and now you're working with these 25-pound weights, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And are you keeping track of your progress now that you're just getting started again?
Well, after I go home today, I will start to log and keep track of what's going on.
So you're going to take that booklet out of your car and put it on your desk and keep a log.
Absolutely.
Or actually, maybe you'll keep it in your car. Maybe you'll just keep it with you everywhere you go.
Absolutely. I'm very happy. This is on the side. I'm very happy to be here because my higher power sent you to me. We met by accident when I was in Buddy Powell's class, and you mentioned that this was going to be happening, and it did happen, and I'm so grateful to my higher power and to you.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you feel like you're getting a lot out of the program.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that you took this time to share with other seniors who might be watching, other older adults at home, watching The Empowered Patient, who now know that they can go get this booklet and do exactly as Elio's doing, get started on an exercise regimen, get back on the horse, get going again. So you just call the number below, call and let us know your own experiences and get your hands on this booklet, and before you know it, you'll be pumping iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger over here. Elio Schwarzenegger.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for joining us. I'll let you get back to work.
It's my pleasure.
All right.
We are married 53 years and in charge of our health under the directions of my wife.
I'm here with Queen Seal, and she's going to explain a little bit about her chapter and this wonderful store she runs. Queen Seal, tell me about your chapter.
I'm Queen of the Mission City Divas. San Fernando is the Mission City, and we have about 20 ladies who meet on the third Tuesday of every month, and we do other special events too, but we have dinner at least once a month. I do a newsletter for my ladies, and we have a lot of fun.
And just keep everybody active and getting together.
Our motto is girls just want to have fun.
Absolutely, and that's just so great. Now tell me about these wonderful creations. You have some great things on this store here.
Thank you. About 5 years ago, I started out just doing embroidery, and I do custom embroidery. And then as I got involved with the Red Hats, I added jewelry, hats, and accessories. Some of the jewelry I make myself, some of the hats I decorate, some of them are purchased and I resell.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm wearing one of these lovely creations from your store. Is this something you've made yourself, or is this one of your things you have purchased? No.
Unfortunately, but I loved it, and I saw Kate wearing one when they were showing pictures before the weddings.
Well, there we are then. If it's good enough for Kate Middleton, it's good enough for me.
There
That's
you
the
go.
truth. Now, tell me about this custom embroidery, because I see lots of you Red Hatters around, and you've got very elaborate shirts and jackets with fantastic embroidery. So tell me, Seal, what happens? What do you do?
Well, I customize. If somebody tells me what they want, the name of their chapter, and I customize things for them. I make tote bags, shirts, seat covers, because Red Hatters go on a lot of bus trips. And they need seat covers for their trips, and also for the various luncheons and things they go to. It reserves their seats for them. So
oh, I see.
I do a lot of personalized.
Okay.
Would you like to see the back of my jacket?
I certainly would. Okay, Red Hat Cowgirl. I mean, how fantastic is that? So this is this machine embroidered steel? How is this done?
Yes.
Look at this, viewers. This is just absolutely beautiful work here. So if any of the viewers were interested in having a custom design, you're the lady to contact.
Right. And the reason it's reversed is because it is my birthday this month.
Oh, yes, you're in
and
the...
I'm wearing a purple hat and red clothes. So we celebrate all month long, and we reverse our colors during the birthday month.
That's just wonderful, and very happy birthday to you,
Thank
Seal.
you so much.
Great to meet you today.
Good to meet you.
And
Thank you
viewers
so
can
much.
contact you if they're interested in the custom embroidery.
Absolutely.
That's just wonderful. Thanks so much, Seal.
Thank you.
As a family caregiver, one of the biggest challenges is learning to manage our stress. Stress is what happens when we are overwhelmed, having more to do than what we can handle. And so we need to find a way to manage stress. But oftentimes that's easier said than done, isn't it? So let me tell you a little bit about how you can work on it. First, you need to recognize it. Try and figure out what is it that sets you off? What is it that starts to raise your stress level? What are some of the signs that the stress is coming in? Is it because you feel more irritable? Because you cry a little easier? You snap at people? Or you withdraw? You need to recognize the symptoms so that then you can start taking some steps towards correcting it. Identify the sources of your stress. Is it that you feel you have too much to do? Perhaps you need to delegate some of those tasks. Perhaps you're not getting enough sleep. Perhaps you just feel you're not being understood. Or sometimes it's when you have to answer that same repeated question several times again. So how can you handle it? How can you reduce your stress levels? Think about things that you can do easily, like stepping out of the room, taking some deep breaths, just to catch yourself, collect yourself again. Get some oxygen back into your blood, which goes into your brain and helps you calm down. Perhaps even take a short little walk outside. Find ways that you can try to reduce your stress. Determine what you can and cannot change. Those things that you cannot change, you need to then find a different way to cope with them. But the things that you can change, even the smallest change, can make a big difference. You need to take action. If you identify that you need help and you don't take any action, that can be very detrimental to your health, your mental health, emotional, and physical. So make sure that you start to size up what and how you can make some changes that will improve the situation in caregiving. On the other hand, failure to take action can have all kinds of side effects too. It can bring on depression. It can affect your relationships, not only with the care receiver, but with the entire family. It can be very detrimental to your health. As we say, your mental, emotional, and physical well-being are very important. You may want to change the situation. For example, if the care receiver is taking the medications on their own more often than they should, the situation needs to be changed by you having movement of the medications somewhere where they are not visible. That way they're out of sight and the care receiver no longer is thinking about taking meds constantly. Another thing you may want to look at is changing the perception of how you view things. If it makes you angry that someone is asking you the same question over and over again, change your perception and understand it's the illness, it's not the person that's trying to be difficult. Change your response. Say, here's a few crackers to hold you until dinner time. We'll be eating at 6 o'clock. Because to say to the person, don't you remember we always eat at 6 o'clock, that's really not helping the situation. But the way you respond to it settles things down for everybody, and it makes for better quality of life for the whole family.
I am Nishit Kakarala, with the City of Los Angeles Bureau of Sanitation Citywide Recycling Division. Today I will talk about sharps and how to properly dispose of sharps. Sharps can be needles, lancets, other such devices the residents use at in-home settings to either self-administer medications or to monitor their health. So if residents who use sharps are encouraged to use what are called sharps containers. A sharps container is one, it's puncture resistant, it's rigid, and it can be tightly sealed. See, once you seal it up, sharps don't come out of there. We have these at Department of Rec and Park senior centers, at pharmacies, and other participating locations. So a resident would come into the senior center and take a sharps container home, put their sharps in there. So once the sharps container is full, the resident would bring their tightly sealed sharps container to a drop box that looks something like this. They would get the key from the center and open it up and drop it in there. For more information, seniors can go to our website, www.lacitisan.org. That is LACITYSAN.org. Or call our 1-800 number, 1-800-98-TOXIC, 98TOXIC. Thank you.
We've really had a lot of fun here with the Red Hat ladies today. Ladies at home, I encourage you to contact them and join them. You'll have a lot of fun. We'll see you next time on Aging Well in LA.